than last time for certain. More of a regular size and very, very little juice in it and not bloated. That's the one we're going for. Too late. Welcome back to Chicken Trials, part 15. Today's ingredients here for the dry is going to be 2 tablespoons of your sea salt. It's going to be 2 tablespoons of the black pepper, half a tablespoon of the garlic powder, half a tablespoon of the onion powder, 1 tablespoon of paprika, and if you've been following the series, you know there's one more ingredient here that we're going to try today, and we will let you know how much it was we put in and how it tasted later on in the video. Alright, we got all of our ingredients we just mentioned. Today we're going to be using 2 cups of not flour but cornstarch. Let's go ahead and get all of our ingredients mixed in here, including the mysterious one that, like I said, we will mention later on. And we're going to go ahead and mix this up. Go ahead and get our ingredients all mixed in together. And don't let these trick you now. They have pockets of them inside of it. You can mix it really well. Make sure you shake it around. Look through it really good. Make sure everything's mixed well. Okay, on to the wet ingredients. Our wet ingredients today is simply going to be about 2 cups of milk and 2 eggs, and we're just going to whisk this all together after we get them in here. And we'll get on with this, and next up will be the chicken itself. Alright, on with the chicken. We are once again going with a Claxton chicken. They have very, very little juice. The Tyson, Purdue, and all of them seem to be just waterlogged inside of them. And we've seen by trial and error there doing these trials that they're pretty gummy when cooked. Extra gummy because of all the liquid that's, you know, packed in with them. We will get this washed off and get it back over here on the cutting board. Okay, we'll lay all this to the side. We'll bring it on over there and get her washing. It is chopping time. She's all washed up. I usually go ahead and take these legs off and then mess with the thighs after I've got the breast off. There's no one way of doing this. There's more like 2 billion ways of doing it, but it's user's choice. Alright, all chopped up, so now I'm going to go ahead and be letting it sit in our wet. I mainly do this just to get it off of the cutting board so we can get to washing that. And we will start battering this up around 350 degrees. So we will be back with you in a minute. Alright, temperature is around 350 degrees. It is batter time. This cornstarch is a completely different animal. It's really light compared to flour. Feels strange compared to flour. And as you can see, much, much more dustier. Well, I'm not sure if you can see, but it is. Okay, we'll get the rest of these done up, and I'll go kind of slow like I'm doing, and we will get our temperature that we are wanting to reach is going to be 375, by the way. Alright, we are at 370 degrees. Like I said earlier, we're going to be putting that in at 375. This is a 16-quart mirro matic KFC pressure cooker. That's the exact measurements of it there and all that. If you're doing the one exactly like this and all, this took 2. Oh, by the way, yeah, we're cooking with lard, but this took 2 buckets and a half of lard to fill that up to the lines that are over here on this side that are very hard to see once it's going. But it does right to it. That was 2.5 buckets. And this over here on this side is what I do with the back of the chicken. I fry it in the pan and I make gravy. If anybody's ever interested in the gravy recipe, let me know and we'll make a video on it.
Go time.
Okay, 375. I will put in the bigger pieces first. That's how I like to go with this. So the breasts go in first, followed by the thighs usually. Followed by the legs. And I always like to put in the wings over here on the someplace I can find them pretty easy, and if I get lucky enough I get a little piece of it hanging out.
Take the timer.
And that is my judge.
Timer.
Go ahead and get my hands cleaned up while I'm browning. And remove this thermometer out of here. Make sure to have your top nearby and ready to go.
And this is seasoned grease.
Yes, this is seasoned this time around. Looks like them are going to be ready in about a minute this time. You can tell by the browning of them. Make sure you arrange all the pieces where they're not all piled on top of each other. Get them all down underneath the grease.
1 minute.
And it's go time for the pot. Make sure your lid is up just a little bit. Your valve. I thought about it in a couple of days. Screw that down, and we're going to put 11 minutes on the clock over here. And we're going to get back to you in 2 minutes and tell you what we're going to do in 2 minutes. Alright, it is 9 minutes in. We are going to turn this down to 6 in hopes that this doesn't pop here. We usually let off on this some to let a little steam out, but this time we're just going to try and turn the heat down to 6, which is about 350 degrees.
On this stove.
On this particular stove. The reason why you try to get this not to pop is because, very simple, it's building up pressure in here, and when that pops it releases most all of the pressure, and then you've turned your pressure cooker into a deep fryer. And you don't want that because it will screw up your chicken, it blackens it too much.
There you go. There she went. I didn't
even have to touch it.
Yeah, buddy.
That's how much pressure that had in it. No touching required. He was ready to roll. This will be interesting for several reasons. The doneness of the chicken, the gumminess of course, and yes, extra there, as well as how this stuff stays stuck on it. It surprisingly got a little extra darkish.
Looks good.
You really have to have a light on to see the true color of it.
Yeah, we gotta get the light on.
We will get it on some light here in just a second or so. I'll try to get these out of here. One thing I can say about the cornstarch in place, completely in place of flour, is it does not stick too well. Seems like to me it wants to come off quite easily. Okay. Okay, we got her over here. It is thermometer time. Also got the light on, so you should be able to see a little bit better here. That's going to max out way, way above what we need it to be. I can tell by the way the thermometer's crawling. That is already up there nearing 180. And that one over there is zooming past that. There, it hit 170.
Excellent.
Oh, that's well done. This one's on 180, that one's on 180, and still going up. No threat in that not being done. Alright, it's been a little over 10 minutes, which is usually about safe to give it a test try without burning the holy out of yourself. So let's get in here. Trying to get a little piece of the skin and the batter, of course, with a little piece of the meat. Well, initial taste test is that's pretty dang good. But, as we found in the past, you cannot go by the initial taste test. This time around, the seasoning that we use is Old Bay seasoning. Make sure that's in the camera. 1 tablespoon.